The series begins by showing a policeman named Kung Ki-bom who had bought flowers to celebrate his first wedding anniversary with his wife. When he got home, he saw the door open and got worried. He went inside and found his wife on the floor. Then a masked person attacked him from behind. Ki-bom tried to fight back, but couldn't because there were too many attackers. He lost the fight, and they not only killed his wife, but also blinded him. What was supposed to be a happy day turned into the worst day of his life. This all started 2 months ago when Ki-bom and his team were protecting witnesses of murders by the Argos criminal organization. Everything was going well until mercenaries showed up and took control of the situation. Ki-bom felt something was off and climbed the gate to check. As expected, there were assassins waiting, and they attacked him. He managed to defeat 2 of them, but it was too late. The witnesses were taken by Secretary Hwang-duk-woo, who heartlessly killed everyone. Then they disposed of the bodies in a lake. Ki-bom's mission failed, and his team didn't survive. Ko Young-dak, the mastermind, got away with it in court because the witnesses were gone. Ki-bom, devastated by losing his family and team, couldn't control his anger and punched Young-dak at one of his events. Even though they couldn't find the bodies, he accused him of the murders. Duk-woo stopped him and got control back, but this led to more problems for Ki-bom. He faced criticism for attacking an innocent man in court, and the assassins later attacked him and his wife on their wedding anniversary. The scene then changes. Ki-bom is in the hospital, but people think he's responsible for his wife's death, even though he didn't do it. He has an operation, but it makes him blind, which makes him very sad and angry. While in the hospital, a man named Choi Kun-chol talks to Ki-bom and tells him that there's no proof connecting his wife's murder to Argos, the bad guys. Ki-bom says that Argos got away with it because the witnesses didn't make it to court. Kun-chol gives Ki-bom an earpiece and sends him to jail. They can talk to each other through the earpiece, and Kun-chol can see Ki-bom on a screen. He tells Ki-bom to learn how to walk in a special way. At first, Ki-bom doesn't trust Kun-chol, but he doesn't have a choice, so he follows the instructions. He gets good at walking, but then a guard sprays him with pepper spray, and he ends up in the hospital again. While in the hospital, a doctor tries to give Ki-bom a deadly injection, but Kun-chol helps him stop the doctor. Ki-bom escapes from his room and tries to get away from the hospital. Some bad guys from Argos stop him, but then the police come, and there's a fight. Ki-bom manages to run away, but gets hit by an ambulance and passes out. Before the bad guys can put him in the ambulance, 2 people sent by Kun-chol come and fight the bad guys to save Ki-bom. He wakes up in an abandoned hospital, and Kun-chol tells him that he's the police chief commissioner. He says that the hospital staff are kidnapped by Argos. Kun-chol offers Ki-bom a chance to start over. He'll be declared dead, and he'll get surgery to see again. In return, he has to work with Kun-chol to take down Argos. Ki-bom agrees, and he gets the eye surgery. Dr. Oh does the surgery, and it works. Ki-bom can see again. He goes to the Rugal headquarters with Kun-chol and the rest of the team. In this new place, Ki-bom meets his colleague Mi-na unexpectedly. They both realize that they couldn't protect their loved ones before, but now they have a chance to get justice against those who harmed them. Meanwhile, Duk-woo finds out that Ki-bom was declared dead after the hospital attack, even though they didn't see his body. During a meeting, Young-dak says he's going into politics and wants to marry his girlfriend Yi-won. Ki-bom wants to go after his wife's killers, but Kun-chol tells him to focus on his training and adapting to his new eyes. Ki-bom talks to Gwang-chol for advice on how to earn recognition in Rugal. Gwang-chol tells him to face Mi-na and then their team leader, Tae-won. Ki-bom fights Mi-na, but gets emotional when she pulls out a knife. She tells him to stay strong and not let emotions get in the way. Ki-bom's training gets tougher as he takes hard punches and kicks from Gwang-chol and Mi-na. In a steam room, Ki-bom sees the Argos symbol on Tae-won's shoulder, making him curious about his team leader. During a match with Tae-won, Ki-bom's artificial eye starts glitching. Mi-na helps him by covering his troubled eye with a cloth. Despite the problem, Ki-bom uses his remaining artificial eye to anticipate punches but struggles against Taewong's strong attacks. The next day, Kun-tol tells the team about their first mission. They will create a disturbance at Yongdok's wedding, steal illegal political donations, and use any evidence they find against the bad guys. The plan is to make them doubt each other and make mistakes. That evening, the team goes to the wedding hotel. Ki-bom is told to check everyone in the lobby. Mi-na and Taewong try to use a VIP pass for the basement, but the elevator doesn't work, so they deal with the guards and figure out a plan. Gwang-tol turns off the security cameras. Taewong opens the elevator and goes down with Mi-na. They meet some mercenaries in the basement. Taewong fights them with his skills, and Mi-na uses rods to control them. Ki-bom takes a motorcycle from the basement to distract others, so Mi-na and Taewong can take the money truck. But then, Ki-bom sees his wife's killer, Dol-ho, leaving in a car. He follows him and confronts him on the road. They fight, but Taewong knocks out Ki-bom to stop him. Meanwhile, during the wedding vows, Dol-ho is supposed to kill Duk-koo, but Duk-koo fights off the attackers and leaves safely. He tells Yongdok that the money truck is stolen. Yongdok is angry and leaves without guards, but Duk-koo has messed with his car, and it crashes. The police block the road, and it looks like an accident. It's not an accident, it's an attempt to kill Yongdok. He is put in a body bag and taken to the lake by Duk-koo's man. Duk-koo also calls Yi-won and tells her to kill Yongdok or die with him. She chooses to kill him, and Duk-koo's plan is to take her money with her consent. He kills Yongdok. The next day, they have a funeral for Yongdok, and it's a sad day. After the funeral, Yi-won tells the bosses that she's making Duk-koo the new vice chairman to keep the organization going. The bosses don't like it, but they agree when she says they'll get some of Yongdok's money. They care more about the money than who's in charge. Ki-bom broke the rules, so Kun-tol turns off his artificial eyes. Ki-bom is mad and asks how he can let go of the person who killed his wife. Kun-tol tells him to forget about his personal revenge if he wants his sight back and to stop Argos. Ki-bom gets frustrated but then apologizes and asks for another chance to train. Ki-bom amazes Mi-na by holding his breath underwater for over 3 minutes. He can take punches from Gwang-chol and do impressive flips, but Taewong is still too strong for him. Ki-bom learns about his colleagues' special abilities from the medical team. Mi-na has a chip in her brain that controls her blood flow. If it gets moved, she can become paralyzed. Gwang-chol got burned in an explosion, and his artificial organs keep his skin healthy. But if the power is cut, his organs will fail, so he always carries a battery pack. Taewong has a strong metal arm, but he had to work hard to control it, and it can get damaged if he's not careful. In a practice match, Ki-bom fights Taewong. They use their special abilities, Taewong's strong metal arm and Ki-bom's artificial eyes, that help him predict attacks. But the match is interrupted when they get an alert about a bomb in the police station. The person who planted the bomb claims they killed Ki-bom's wife. Even though Ki-bom was declared dead, his identity might have been exposed when he was alone. They investigate and find out that all information on Argos was lost in a fire, which might be why they attacked. Mentioning Ki-bom's name was a trick to catch them off guard. Ki-bom and Gwang-chol go to question the person who planted the bomb, but he only admits to killing Ki-bom's wife with a knife and then blows up his own brain. They take the body to a hospital, and Dr. Oh looks at the device. He says it's meant to stimulate the body through the brain, but the one used by the Argos person was flawed, and he would have died anyway. This technology was abandoned by Rugal because it had bad side effects. Ki-bom thinks that the kidnapping of the hospital director, Koo-won-bong, might be connected to this. Argos might want his expertise to develop these devices, which links the two incidents. Rugal realizes that Argos might be committing crimes to get this technology for their bad plans, but they don't know who exactly in Argos is responsible. To uncover the mystery, Kun-tol tells the team to keep a close eye on Yi-won and the other bosses at Argos. They plan to create a conflict within Argos, hoping it will reveal their true intentions. Each team member follows a different boss, but Ki-bom is told to help the others instead of focusing on one boss. This is meant to create chaos within Argos. Guangchol and Taewong disguise themselves as workers and go into a building to deliver money to a boss's office. Mina secretly records the exchange with a hidden camera. Ki-Bomb parks the stolen truck outside the building and sets up a camera to watch what happens. While watching, Ki-Bomb sees Yi-Won arrive. His orders are to intimidate her, but he steps in and takes down anyone who tries to approach her. Yi-Won is thankful and gives Ki-Bomb her contact information, inviting him to visit her office. The Rugal team sends the incriminating photos to Duk-Hoo through Chairman Yoon, exposing Mundkal's involvement in the theft. Duk-Hoo gets angry and confronts Mundkal, leading to a violent fight. He shows Mundkal the truck found outside his office, but Mundkal denies it and accuses Yi-Won of framing him. The Rugal team records the whole thing on their dashcam. Taewong becomes suspicious of Duk-Hoo's quick rise to power in Argos. It's strange for a secretary to become a vice chairman overnight. Meanwhile, Ki-Bomb trains harder and gets stronger. One night, the team follows Argos members who kidnapped a lawyer. The lawyer was looking into Argos' activities online, which angered them. Before the henchman can harm the lawyer and his family, the Rugal team intervenes, subdues the attackers, and saves the family. It's revealed that Duk-Hoo is behind the kidnappings and experiments on people. Director Koo is forced to help him, but they haven't been able to implant the devices successfully. In the steam room, Guangchol asks Taewong about his past and how he joined Rugal. Taewong talks about how Argos killed his sister, and he wanted revenge and to protect himself. He became a different person because of it. Meanwhile, Ki-Bomb comes up with a plan. He convinces Bradley, a medical worker, to activate the stimulation device. He follows the signals and finds Dol-Ho, the head of security, waiting for him. When he sees Duk-Hoo, Ki-Bomb starts following him, and the Rugal team records everything. Mina hears Duk-Hoo's voice and realizes he's responsible for her colleague's death and probably all the other bad things too. Mina tells Ki-Bomb, and they confront Duk-Hoo. Ki-Bomb overpowers him and wants to take revenge for what he did to his eyes and his wife. But Duk-Hoo fights back, and Ki-Bomb is about to shoot him. Kun-Kal tells Ki-Bomb to stop, but he takes off his earpiece and is ready to kill Duk-Hoo. But then, the chief deactivates Ki-Bomb's artificial eyes, and it hurts him a lot, so he can't do anything. A police car comes, and Duk-Hoo escapes, while Ki-Bomb is in pain. Because of his actions, he ends up back in a cell. During a training session, Ki-Bomb hears a strange voice and sees something that makes him unable to move for a bit. Even though the doctors don't find any problems, they reset the program, and it makes Ki-Bomb better. After the reset, a checkup shows that Ki-Bomb is much stronger. In a meeting with the chief, Ki-Bomb gets a serious warning not to do anything reckless. He agrees to follow the chief's rules, but asks for some freedom to build teamwork. The team has become close friends, and they spend a fun night playing snooker under the open sky. But things change when Mina gets a message from the chief to go to a jazz show. Ki-Bomb and Mina enjoy the show until Ki-Bomb sees Min-Jun, a member of Argos. Min-Jun is different because he's into showbiz management. At the same time, Duk-Hoo tells a jazz singer to get a briefcase from his car, but she finds drugs in it and calls for help. Dol-Ho and his men stop her, and Guangchol tries to save her, leading to a fight. Dol-Ho's men lock Guangchol and the singer in a truck. While the jazz show goes on, zombie-like people attack Min-Jun. He fights back at first, but Dol-Ho hits him from behind, knocking him out. Yi-Won arrives, excited to watch the show, but Duk-Hoo's men show her a document that shocks her. Min-Jun is actually an undercover police officer. Duk-Hoo proves it, and he gives Yi-Won a saxophone to get revenge on Min-Jun. As Ki-Bomb fights Min-Jun, he also battles zombie-like attackers. Then, the manual control in his brain turns on, and he loses control again. But before an attacker can kill him, the device in his brain explodes and kills the attacker. Taewong arrives, but a group of Argos members interrupts their talk. Taewong fights them alone and wins. Then the team leaves to rescue Guangchol. They'd follow Guangchol's GPS signal, and his drone suddenly starts flying. Taewong launches it into the sky to find Guangchol. Meanwhile, Argus members hurt the singer badly by cutting her throat. Even though Guangchol barely knows her, her death affects him deeply. The team arrives in time to save Guangchol and takes him to headquarters for surgery. Ki-Bomb stands by him for support, while the chief and other team members watch through the glass. Ki-Bomb then learns from Kun-Chol that Min-Jun is an undercover agent. He decides to investigate but keeps it a secret. Using his artificial eye, he checks CCTV footage and sees Duk-Ku's men kidnapping Min-Jun. Ki-Bomb has a nightmare about his former colleagues, but he can't understand its meaning. Guangchol tells Min-Na that he saw dead bodies in the truck, but he's not sure about all the details. In a meeting, the chief tells the team about recent murders in Argos. The organization is falling apart after losing its leader. They decide to focus on gathering evidence. In another meeting, Yi-Won reveals Min-Jun's betrayal and death. Mun-Call suspects Duk-Ku is trying to eliminate them one by one. An argument escalates, resulting in injuries to Choi-Young and Mun-Call. Duk-Ku takes them to his lab, where Choi-Young faces a choice: let his head explode or reveal the location of a list of lobby politicians. He writes down the location. Meanwhile, Ki-Bomb plans to infiltrate Argos. He arranges a meeting with Yi-Won and impresses her by taking control of a knife. Yi-Won offers him a job as her guard, and Ki-Bomb accepts to infiltrate Argos and gather information. However, Min-Na feels jealous when she learns about Ki-Bomb and Yi-Won. Tae-Won asks if she likes Ki-Bomb, and she says no. The team goes to the junkyard where Guangchol was taken. With Ki-Bomb's artificial eyes, they find the burnt truck with dead bodies. The organization wanted the police to see what they did. A police officer finds a box with a severed head, but it turns out to be fake. The real singer, Jae-Hund, might still be alive. People are scared of the increasing murders, and the police chief tries to comfort them. The Rugal team discovers a room with frozen dead bodies and rescues Jae-Hund, who is still alive. They get locked in, and Ki-Bomb remembers their artificial organs can turn into bombs. Tae-Won sacrifices his arm, and Ki-Bomb transforms it into a bomb to break the door and escape. They meet an Argos member while leaving. Min-Na fights him, and Ki-Bomb helps. Ki-Bomb tells Min-Na to take the injured to headquarters while he stays to investigate. The rest go to the hospital for Tae-Won's surgery, and Ki-Bomb plans his next move. Ki-Bomb uses his artificial eyes to find secret information about Duk-Ku's hideout. He heads there, but Duk-Ku confronts him. Duk-Ku talks about how killing changed his life and offers Ki-Bomb a choice: stop his plans or save two captive boys. A green electrified fence separates them. Ki-Bomb tries to save the boys, but Min-Jun stops him. Ki-Bomb fights Min-Jun skillfully, determined to save the boys. The fight goes on, and Ki-Bomb finally knocks Min-Jun into the electric fence, knocking him out. Ki-Bomb then calls Yi-Won and shares Duk-Ku's hideout location. They discuss a plan to create fear in the organization, as Yi-Won wants to establish her authority. Before leaving, Ki-Bomb plants a bug on Min-Jun for future eavesdropping and instructs his team to rescue the boys. Min-Na and Guangchol arrive at the location and find the victims trapped in a cage with electric walls. Ki-Bomb guides them on how to open the cage safely. They enter but disagree on the rescue approach. Guangchol wants to save two boys at once to avoid traps, while Min-Na prefers waiting for Ki-Bomb. Guangchol's impatience leads to a tragic accident. He steps on a pressure plate, causing the cage to collapse and kill one of the boys. Min-Na and Guangchol argue and blame each other. Ki-Bomb steps in, emphasizing teamwork and their upcoming challenge with Hong. Back at headquarters, Ki-Bomb suggests they take a break. He visits Tae-Won, who is distant due to an agreement he signed to prove his loyalty because of his past. While Tae-Won rests, he has disturbing dreams about his sister's funeral. A flashback shows how she protected him when they were kids and sacrificed herself to save him. After her funeral, Tae-Won found his friend being attacked by a masked person who revealed that Tae-Won's sister had informed the police about their illegal activities. Thinking the police had betrayed her, Tae-Won defended himself and managed to injure the attacker. However, the attacker retaliated by cutting off Tae-wong's arm. Tae-wong fought back bravely but was outnumbered. Fortunately, a mysterious person, possibly the chief, arrived and saved him by eliminating their attackers. Ki-bom visits Tae-wong, who is unconscious, and hacks into his files. He learns about Tae-wong's tragic past, including his parents' and sister's deaths. He recalls how a girl asked him to save her brother by arresting him, which led to Tae-wong's arrest. Using a bug on Min-jun's clothes, Ki-bom discovers that both Duk-hoo and Yi-won were responsible for Yong-dok's death. Another source reveals that there's a reservoir near where Yong-dok was killed, known as Argos's place of execution. Ki-bom decides to investigate, gets permission from the chief, and goes with Bradley to a fishing spot. They find a clue related to scuba diving, which raises suspicion. Ki-bom visits the location and finds Yong-dok unconscious but alive. Ki-bom sends a message to Duk-hoo from Yong-dok's phone, surprising him. Ki-bom and Bradley prepare a wheelchair with poisoned, makeshift nail guns. When Duk-hoo arrives, they ambush him, causing serious injuries. However, they spare him due to restrictions on outright murder, deciding to take him to headquarters for medical help. Min-jun intervenes in their fight, displaying increased power. While Ki-bom and Min-jun clash, Duk-hoo escapes in his car. Ki-bom alerts the team, who find Duk-hoo's vehicle but not him. Do-ho rescues Duk-hoo and takes him to the lab, where Director Koo treats his injuries. They replace the infected skin and save his internal organs, allowing Duk-hoo to survive. On the other hand, Ki-bom shares his theory with the team about how Yong-dok might have survived. Divers found him in the reservoir, gave him electric shocks to revive him, and stole his belongings, sparing his life thinking he could be useful. They discuss getting a statement from Yong-dok to incriminate Yi-won and Duk-hoo. Tae-wong is angry that Ki-bom spared Duk-hoo's life, but Ki-bom insists his mission was to arrest, not kill Duk-hoo. Ki-bom receives a call from Yi-won, who wants him to kill Duk-hoo during a party at her property. They arrange a meeting to discuss the plan. Meanwhile, Duk-hoo orders Do-ho to kidnap Dr. Oh. Team Rugal is tasked with rescuing him. They follow a lead from Director Koo, who escaped capture. Mina finds Director Koo but gets tased by him, revealing it was a trap set by Duk-hoo. Ki-bom's artificial eyes glitch and shut off during the chaos, but he regains control with Bradley's help to search for Mina. Ki-bom finds Mina's dropped earpiece and rushes to a nearby building where Duk-hoo is torturing her. He sees Mina being hurt and decides to distract the attackers so she can escape. Duk-hoo's henchmen capture Ki-bom and put him in a truck. Inside the truck, Ki-bom fights back and defeats his captors. He stays hidden in the truck to find out where they are going. Meanwhile, Gwang-kal comes to Mina's rescue and defeats her attackers. Duk-hoo discovers that Yi-won ordered his assassination from Ki-bom's phone. He confronts Yi-won, but she accuses him of being jealous of her collaboration with Ki-bom. Another person intervenes with a gun. At the same time, trucks carrying Duk-hoo's men arrive at a festival and start kidnapping people. Ki-bom's captors wake up and struggle with him. Tae-wong arrives to help Ki-bom, and suddenly, Duk-hoo's men start burning up and exploding. Tae-wong and Ki-bom barely escape the explosion, and the festival turns chaotic as people flee from the chaos caused by Duk-hoo's men. On the other hand, Mina, Gwang-chol, and Ki-bom team up to fight off the attackers at the festival using their impressive kicks. The chaos attracts the attention of the media, who start interviewing the people caught in the turmoil. Meanwhile, Duk-hoo is in his office enjoying the chaos he has caused. Dr. Oh questions his motives, and Duk-hoo explains that he wants to create a more organized world with upgraded men, even if it comes at a high cost. Dr. Oh finds this belief ridiculous, but Duk-hoo doesn't care. In the steam room, Tae-wong shares a story with Ki-bom about how he tried to help an injured man at the park, only to discover that the man was actually a member of Argos pretending to be a victim. The man ended up shooting 2 police officers, and Tae-wong feels betrayed by the deception. Ki-bom and Tae-wong share their feelings, with Tae-wong explaining how he joined Rugal to change himself. Later, Guangchao joins them with snacks, and they enjoy some beer together. Meanwhile, the chief checks on Mina's well-being and advises her not to pretend to be strong. Mina shares her past, revealing that her father was involved in Rugel's secret experiment and was killed by one of the test subjects. She got angry when Kunkal arranged a private funeral, thinking they did it because her father failed. She was even more upset that the police didn't investigate further to keep the project secret. Mina decided to become a cop to find her father's killer, ignoring the chief's warnings. She vowed to stay strong and not let emotions control her. The chief warns her again that being too strong can be harmful, but Mina is determined to face her enemies and return to her job despite her injuries. However, Duk-Koo starts a new evil game, hanging lifeless bodies in the city with a scary message. Ki-Bom is deeply disturbed by this, reminding him of his troubled past. Meanwhile, Yi-Won sees the news and discovers Ki-Bom's true identity as a former police officer now in the spotlight. At the same time, Bradley and Susan work hard to remove information about Ki-Bom from the internet because he's unfairly portrayed as a murderer. Public opinion turns against the police force. The Commissioner General meets with Kun Chol and shares his worries about the increasing pressure on law enforcement. He reveals that the DNA reports of the recent park attackers match the DNA of people who were kidnapped in unsolved cases. The Commissioner General expresses frustration and believes that if Ki-Bom were still alive, they could have caught the culprits and solved the cases. On the other hand, Ki-Bom is struggling with being portrayed as a murderer, and his artificial eyes keeps showing him the incriminating images, making him even more upset. He talks to Bradley about it, and Bradley suggests resetting his artificial eyes to fix the problem. During the reset, important data starts getting deleted, and Ki-Bom tries to stop it but can't. In a last-ditch effort, he disconnects the cable to prevent further data loss. Meanwhile, the rest of the team gets orders to stop Duk-Koo's men from hanging bodies in the city. Taewon goes to an abandoned warehouse where Mundkal is holding a captive. He confronts Mundkal, fights his henchmen, and uses his mechanical hand to capture Mundkal before calling the authorities. However, Duk-Koo remains calm when he learns about Mundkal's arrest. He doesn't seem bothered and says it's not his problem. The media keeps pressuring the police, and they're not sure how to handle it. The chief discusses with his team how influential people from politics, finance, and the law will try to rescue Mundkal. They suspect that Yi-Won will lead the rescue efforts, so they need to keep an eye on her. Mundkal's office building will be a battleground without him, so they must be cautious. Ki-Bom can't do much as his face has been exposed. Duk-Koo goes to Mundkal's building to access his safety deposit box. He needs Mundkal's AI scan to open it, and if he tries to use someone else's eye, it will burn their eyeballs with a laser. Choi Young joins him and Guangchao pretends to be a janitor to watch them. Taewon follows Yi-Won to a hotel and helps her enter the VIP section. The Commissioner General is also at the hotel, likely for a meeting with Yi-Won about Mundkal's release. Kun-Kal overhears their conversation using a bug planted by Taewon. The chief is surprised to learn that his senior is involved and questions why they brought a police officer, causing people to lose trust in the police. Yi-Won denies any involvement in the incidents and promises to deal with the culprit if she finds them. Dr. O triggers a blackout in Duk-Koo's lab, sending a distress signal to Team Rugel. The team rushes to help him. When they arrive, they find dead bodies all over the lab. They realize it's where Duk-Koo conducts his experiments on kidnapped people. They split up to search for Dr. O. Guangchao finds more bodies, Mina fights Duk-Koo's men, and Ki-Bom faces his own challenges. Despite searching the building thoroughly, they don't find Dr. O. They think he might have been moved somewhere else. Guangchao finds a girl with a chip implanted in her neck and brings her back to headquarters to remove the chip before it activates. Mina and Taewon report to the chief that they couldn't find Dr. O. The chief isn't too worried because he believes Dr. O won't cooperate with Duk-Koo, and if he does, he must have a plan. So, he tells the team to leave Dr. O's case to him for now. Meanwhile, Ki-Bom is worried about his actions in the lab where the AI took control and made him kill 2 men and attack Taewon. He meets Yi-Won, who tells him about Dolho chasing her. They share coffee, and Yi-won asks about Ki-bom's involvement in destroying Duk-koo's lab. Ki-bom says it wasn't intentional and advises her to stay away from him. Yi-won seems interested and asks if she can call him, to which Ki-bom agrees. Meanwhile, Min-jun, Mun-kol, and Choi-young realize that the person who destroyed Duk-koo's lab is after Duk-koo, not them. Choi-young tells Mun-kol that Duk-koo tried to access his safety deposit box. Mun-kol confronts Duk-koo, and a fight breaks out. Min-jun supports Duk-koo, but Mun-kol apologizes for his earlier anger. On the other hand, Director Koo is now working with Argos. He releases a video where he accuses the government and police of pressuring him into creating enhanced human weapons. This video makes people doubt the police. Mr. V, the chief's senior, decides to cut ties with Ki-bom because he sees him as the main problem. Another video appears with a masked man blaming the government, police, and Ki-bom for kidnappings and killings. The man threatens to reveal the truth unless Ki-bom comes forward. Ki-bom is upset and feels hated by the people. He believes sacrificing himself will stop Duk-koo's crimes because Duk-koo wants him. That night, Ki-bom decides to meet Duk-koo in an abandoned building as requested. They talk, and Duk-koo taunts Ki-bom about his situation, but Ki-bom reminds him of his lab being exposed. Duk-koo's men bring food, but Ki-bom's eyes glitch due to jammers. However, he regains control and fights off the men with his exceptional combat skills. Duk-koo offers Ki-bom a job, but Ki-bom refuses. Ki-bom realizes Duk-koo wants to eliminate him, not confess. Ki-bom starts recording without Duk-koo knowing, even though he thinks the jammers will disrupt it. The match begins and Duk-koo, armed with a gun, faces Ki-bom. Ki-bom dodges bullets skillfully. Duk-koo calls his henchmen, and they surround Ki-bom. Ki-bom fights bravely, but is eventually outnumbered. Duk-koo is about to shoot Ki-bom, but one of his men stops him. It's Min-jun, whom has recovered with Dr. O's help. Min-jun's return surprises Duk-koo. Duk-koo tries to use one of his men as a shield, but realizes the gun is empty. Ki-bom and Min-jun escape, with Duk-koo's men chasing them. Min-jun fights and defeats some of them, but is overpowered by Duk-koo, who shoots him. Duk-koo's next move is to hijack a bus and plant a bomb on it. The team receives a warning about the bus hijacking, and they prepare to respond. The team rushes to stop the bus from exploding, and they succeed. Duk-koo's men are captured, and their actions are recorded on video. Ki-bom plans to reveal the truth to the public to show what really happened. However, during these events, the Commissioner General tragically dies from poison in his yogurt drink. Ki-bom's video becomes very popular, spreading quickly and getting lots of likes. CCTV footage of the Rugal team shows them in a better light, and they are now known as the Argus Hunters. Ki-bom records another video to proclaim his innocence in his wife's death. He blames Duk-koo for the crimes and wants to clear his name. Meanwhile, Mina gets a call from Yi-won, who offers information in exchange for protection. Mun-kol tried to kill them on Duk-koo's orders, but Choi-young killed Mun-kol instead. Mina accepts the offer, and the team goes to save Yi-won. They defeat the henchmen and find Mun-kol's body as evidence. The team's credibility gets a big boost when a child whose lawyer father and family were saved by Team Rugal records a video thanking them. His heartfelt message resonates with the public, making Team Rugal even more popular and improving their image. In a dark twist, Duk-koo kills Director Koo, seeing no more use for him. Then he forces Dr. O to help Min-jun, whom he plans to use for bad things. Duk-koo surprises everyone by asking the police, of all people, to protect him from Ki-bom. He talks to Officer Moonbok and makes a deal to confess if Ki-bom comes to face him. Officer Moonbok contacts Ki-bom and tells him about Duk-koo's plan. Ki-bom isn't scared and decides to meet Duk-koo, even though he knows it might be dangerous. When they meet, Duk-koo drops a bombshell, whispering that Ki-bom's wife, Jean, might still be alive. This news hits Ki-bom hard because he still loves his wife, despite everything. He lets his emotions guide him. Duk-koo keeps taunting Ki-bom, making him believe that Jean is alive. Ki-bom uses his artificial eyes to track her down to a club. But when he gets there, he realizes it's all a fake, and he gets really angry. He starts punching the club owner, but Tae-won arrives to stop him from going too far. Tae-won also has to fight off Duk-koo's men who attack him. In the middle of all this, Tae-won grabs one of the guys, but it turns out to be his old friend from Argos. They recognize each other, and his friend backs off, letting Tae-won continue. Tae-won also stops Ki-bom from hurting the club owner. Later, Ki-bom thinks about how he never really confirmed his wife's death. He just heard about it. So, he tries to find more evidence, but he doesn't find anything new. Together, Ki-bom and Tae-won confront Dol-ho to get more information about what happened to Jin. They hold Dol-ho at gunpoint, and he confesses that he and his men didn't kill Jin. When they reach the apartment, they see someone with their organization's mask leaving. This person had already killed Jin and told Dol-ho to finish the job by targeting Ki-bom's eyes. Dol-ho thinks it might be Duk-koo who sent this person, just like he sent them. Ki-bom confronts Duk-koo about sending someone to kill Jin, but Duk-koo denies it. He shows a recent video of Jin asking for Ki-bom's safety. Ki-bom isn't sure if the video is real or fake, but he's angry. He breaks the cell's lock and threatens Duk-koo to tell him where Jin is. Duk-koo offers a deal. If Ki-bom lets him out of the cell until the next day, he'll reveal where Jin is. Meanwhile, Mina talks to Officer Moonbok for information. She learns that there were no signs of a break-in at Ki-bom's home, which made him a suspect. Moonbok tells Chief Kun-chol about it, and he seems worried that Rugel's team is looking into Jin's case deeply. In a revealing flashback, it's shown that Moonbok, following the chief's orders, had stabbed Jin to protect her and Ki-bom from Duk-koo. The chief declared Jin dead, but secretly took her to a hospital. Jin saw the news branding Ki-bom as a murderer and didn't trust the chief's promises. She escaped the hospital, eluding Chief Kun-chol's efforts to find her. The chief's plan to keep the couple safe ended up causing Jen's disappearance. In the present, other criminals, likely working for Choi Yam, are placed in the nearby cell with Duk-koo. They seem to be here to eliminate him. A fight breaks out, and Duk-koo skillfully defends himself. Yi-won arrives at the police station, angry at Duk-koo for damaging Argos' reputation. Duk-koo tells her he wants to control someone, and that someone is Ki-bom. The next day, Moonbok takes Duk-koo out of the cell for a transfer. With no leads on his wife's whereabouts, Ki-bom decides to follow Duk-koo. He stops the police car, incapacitates the officers, including Moonbok, and sets off after Jin's location. As expected, Duk-koo betrays their deal and tries to kill Ki-bom once again, surrounded by a group of mercenaries. Ki-bom is in grave danger until Tae-won arrives just in time to help. After dealing with the attackers, Ki-bom continues his search for Jin, while Duk-koo is taking her away. Ki-bom eventually finds Jin, and they finally reunite, which is a long-awaited moment. However, tension escalates when Jin's phone rings. Duk-koo warns Ki-bom to stay back or he'll harm Jin. Snipers on nearby buildings target Jin under Duk-koo's orders, putting Ki-bom in a dangerous situation once again. But Gwang-chol and Mina arrive and take down the snipers, causing Duk-koo to flee. Through an earpiece, Duk-koo threatens Jin to reveal what she's been doing in Ki-bom's absence, mentioning explicit content. Feeling ashamed and wanting to avoid being seen as the wrong woman in her husband's eyes, Jin runs in front of a car, attempting to end her life. Sadly, Jin passes away, leaving Ki-bom alone once more. Overwhelmed with stress, Ki-bom's artificial eyes malfunction, causing them to burst and leak. When he wakes up, he confronts Chief Kun-chol about ruining his life. The chief takes responsibility, admitting that Jin was under his protection when Ki-bom was imprisoned. Holding a gun, Ki-bom questions if the chief ordered harm to his wife and himself. The chief's silence confirms his involvement. Driven by anger and a sense of his life being ruined, Ki-bom shoots at the chief. However, Tae-won uses his metal arm to protect the chief. Ki-bom persists, leading to a confrontation with Tae-won. Tae-won forcefully kicks Ki-bom out of the room. Gwang-chol takes the chief to safety, while Tae-won stays behind to calm Ki-bom down. Ki-bom struggles to control himself as his eyes target Tae-won, creating inner turmoil. Understanding the seriousness of the situation, the chief reveals the history of Rugel, which goes back a decade. Sergeant Song, who was Mina's father, proposed creating Rugel to counter the challenges posed by Argos. Since regular police forces were not enough, they decided to develop robots with enhanced abilities. This marked the start of Project Rugel, which attracted individuals determined to make a difference. However, many lives were lost in failed experiments. Mina, Tae-won, and Gwangcheol's involvement was not part of the original plan. Seeing the team come together, the chief decided to find one more member. As they completed the development of artificial eyes, the chief searched for someone capable of using them. That's when he found Ki-bom, known for his physical strength, mental stability, and ambition. Faced with the urgent situation involving Yongdok, the chief had to act quickly to save Ki-bom's life. Without Ki-bom's consent, he intervened to prevent Ki-bom from dying. As the chief tells the story, Ki-bom succumbs entirely to the power of his artificial eyes, losing control. He confronts Dol-ho, whom he had captured. His eyes turn red, and he becomes ruthless, brutally ending Dol-ho's life with a powerful punch. After dealing with Dol-ho, Ki-bom searches for information about the chief. He discovers a video of the chief talking to Jane during her recovery, revealing her new identity. This revelation prompts Ki-bom to dig deeper. He finds out that the police didn't make any efforts to find her. With her new name, Ki-bom tracks her down to a hostel. The landlord tells him about Jane's suffering, how she cried every day, holding on to hope of reuniting with Ki-bom. Learning about his wife's pain and the chief's involvement, Ki-bom becomes furious. He decides to find the chief and Duk-koo. Eventually, he discovers their location and tries to access a crucial file related to the chief, but it's marked as confidential. As Ki-bom heads towards the headquarters, the rest of the Rugel team starts looking for him. At the same time, Duk-koo decides to upgrade his body to match Team Rugel's abilities. He seeks Dr. O's help for the necessary enhancements and switches sides, helping Yi-won get kidnapped. Tae-won finds Duk-koo, but with the assistance of his henchmen, Duk-koo manages to escape. Chief Kun-chol talks to Officer Moonbok, revealing Jane's death and how Ki-bom found out the truth. This worries Moonbok because he knows Ki-bom might blame him partly for what happened to Jane. While everyone is away, Ki-bom accesses a drive at the headquarters and plays it on the chief's computer. Shockingly, he discovers that Duk-koo was one of the early subjects of the Rugel project, and the chief had subjected him to torture. Furious that the chief hid this truth, Ki-bom confronts him. He attacks the chief with the intention of getting revenge for ruining his life. Gwangcheol tries to protect the chief, but it becomes clear that Ki-bom won't listen to anyone. A fight breaks out, and Ki-bom easily overpowers Gwangcheol. Just as things escalate, Tae-won steps in to stop Ki-bom. A fierce fight happens between Tae-won and Ki-bom. Tae-won warns Ki-bom to stop hurting the chief, but Ki-bom can't forgive easily. He confronts Officer Moonbok and demands justice for what happened to Jane. Moonbok explains that he tried to make Jane understand the situation, but she didn't, so he had to attack her to save her life. Realizing how betrayed Jane must have felt when attacked by her husband's close friend, Ki-bom grabs Moonbok by the neck, ready to harm him. Mina steps in with a gun, revealing that her father also suffered because of Duk-koo, who was a test subject. She questions why Ki-bom is focused on others instead of capturing the real culprit. Suddenly, Ki-bom experiences intense head pain. Despite his eye-controlled emotions, he manages to flee. He now sees everyone as a target, and the pain in his head worsens. Ki-bom remembers Bradley's advice on fixing his eye problems. To reset everything, they need to find a chip implanted in Ki-bom's neck. Despite his desperation, he struggles to remove it. Under the A's influence, Ki-bom returns to headquarters to confront everyone once more. A heated argument breaks out between him and Tae-won. Tae-won lands strong punches and kicks, but Ki-bom starts evading his attacks. However, instead of dodging an incoming strike, Ki-bomb stands still. Tae-wong's mechanical arm hits the back of Ki-bomb's neck, causing intense pain. Tae-wong catches him as he falls, puzzled by Ki-bomb's inability to avoid the attack. Ki-bomb, almost passing out, shares his wish to erase Jin's memories so he can forgive the chief. Acting quickly, Tae-wong takes him to headquarters, where Bradley examines him. Ki-bomb's mouth bleeds because he intentionally removed the chip, taking a punch from Tae-wong. Bradley says they need to insert a new chip, but warns about possible side effects, like memory loss. The surgery is successful, but there's a twist. Ki-bomb has lost his memory. He can't access the data in his eyes. Tae-wong introduces himself and promises to help Ki-bomb recover his memory. They explore headquarters together, trying to trigger Ki-bomb's memory. Ki-bomb encounters the chief but can't remember their last meeting. Later, the chief talks with a senior advisor who suggests removing Tae-wong and Ki-bomb from Rugal because of their troubled pasts. Suddenly, the police arrive at headquarters to arrest them. Trusting the chief, Tae-wong decides to surrender, and Ki-bomb follows. Meanwhile, Duk-koo takes a vial for super strength and confronts Choi-young and Yi-won, discovering their plan to assassinate him. With his new strength, Duk-koo easily defeats them. They realize their plot has failed. Choi-young dies with a broken neck, and Duk-koo captures Yi-won. Ki-bomb suddenly regains his memory, and he and Tae-wong are attacked by Duk-koo's test subjects while in police custody. They fight back and escape with the help of Officer Moonbok and Team Rugal. Moonbok seals the door to block the police force, hoping for Ki-bomb's forgiveness. Meanwhile, Chief Kun-tal's superior is furious about Tae-wong and Ki-bomb's escape and blames the chief. Tae-wong tries to contact the chief but gets no response. At Rugal headquarters, Tae-wong confronts the chief about his intentions. The chief admits to being behind the plan to eliminate Tae-wong and Ki-bomb. Tae-wong questions if they truly posed a threat, and the chief insists they did. Tae-wong's anger grows, and he throws the chief against a wall. When he learns the chief intentionally let his arm get injured by mercenaries, Tae-wong becomes even angrier. Two sword-wielding mercenaries attack him, but Tae-wong defeats them. In the chaos, Tae-wong faces the chief, who holds a gun but struggles to use it. The chief falls to Tae-wong, who initially wants to kill him, but decides to spare him. As Tae-wong leaves, a gunshot is heard, and it's revealed the chief has taken his own life. On the other hand, Ki-bomb receives a distress message from Yi-won and rushes to the new lab. He saves Yi-won and Dr. Oh using his combat skills, effortlessly defeating obstacles. Meanwhile, Duk-koo attacks Rugal headquarters and defeats Gwang-chol. He takes Gwang-chol to his new lab. In a shocking turn, Gwang-chol is injected with a substance that turns him into a ruthless killer. He attacks the doctors after waking up. Ki-bomb encounters Gwang-chol during his rescue mission, and they fight. Ki-bomb manages to turn off the device controlling Gwang-chol's actions using a technique from Bradley, ending the fight. Amid the chaos, Mina tries to save Dr. Oh, but is ambushed by one of Duk-koo's men and gets stabbed in the abdomen. Tae-wong steps in, protecting Mina from a gunshot and defeating the attacker with his mechanical arm. Dr. Oh takes care of Gwang-chol and Mina's injuries in a safer place. Meanwhile, Duk-koo captures Yi-won, but he is still under the influence of the vial, so he decides not to harm her for now. Both Ki-bomb and Duk-koo are heading towards a final showdown. Duk-koo injects himself again for strength. The battle takes place at the Rugal headquarters, with Duk-koo displaying incredible strength. He repeatedly knocks Ki-bomb down, but Ki-bomb manages to stab Duk-koo in the jugular with a pen, causing him to bleed excessively and ultimately defeating him. The police raid the new lab, rescue the victims, and arrest the criminals. Yi-won becomes the leader of Argos but gets arrested by Ki-bomb with evidence from audio recordings. She claims to have influence over the police but is arrested anyway. In the end, Team Rugal says goodbye. Tae-wong accepts arrest and admits his past crimes. A year later, Mina misses her father figure. Gwang-chol starts a courier company, and Tae-wong works there. Ki-bomb starts a private security company, and everyone begins new days. So the moral of the story is always remember, if you're in a pillow fight with a porcupine, make sure you're not the one left feeling a little deflated.